guys and gals, it's me, George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man. And here I am. We got her all mocked up again, down on the floor, so the old man can climb in. And I have added more springs to the front, and I'll take you around and show you that at close-up. I also have my rear radius rods tied in right here at this point on both sides, and have all 4 bungs in, and so they're pretty well set where they're going to be. Yeah, well, it still had a little bit of bounce, but there's no springs in the back. It's on jack stands, and this is just sitting up here. Actually, the dipstick is holding that like that. And part of the reason I did that was I have to figure out how I'm going to get my feet in here, as well as getting my grandson's feet up in here, and how it's going to work. And that'll probably be at an angle, something like that, if you could picture that. And I do believe that I'm going to tie this down in here, and possibly have some kind of body work. I'm not sure. That remains to be seen yet. The radiator shell that just fell over, that's going to be severely thinned, not narrowed, but thinned. It's probably 6 inches deep, and I'm going to make it probably about 2.5 or 3 at the most, as well as cutting it out and putting a grill in. So yeah, I didn't get to work on it a whole lot today because I've also been working on lawnmowers and cleaning carburetors, rebuilding carburetors and stuff like that. But it's the end of a long day, and I'm happy with what I got done with the small amount of time I had to work on it. I don't have the suspension hooked up in the back. These are just tied on with zip ties to the rear piece, but they're in approximately the place they're going to go. And if they stay like they are, you'll notice that they're pretty parallel or close to it, to the frame, which is kind of what I'm going for. And if they tip up a little bit in the back, that's okay. I think the rear end of the chassis is actually going to come up a little bit more, because my wheels don't have any hubs in them, and the axles are sitting in the bottom of the hulls. And like I told you in the last video, the hubs have, the wheels have 2-inch hubs on them, and my axle is only 3/4 of an inch thick. So that would raise that axle up, but that wouldn't affect much. And a lot has to be determined by where my springs are going to mount, and shock absorbers, etc. So we got a long ways to go yet, but I determined to get this far and put the body back on and try sitting in here to see if the steering wheel height that we chose with Noah the other day worked out, and it did. This is the height that we chose, and it works just super. And yeah, I'm liking it. I'm going to have to see what I can do about getting rid of some of that slack, because there's a lot of play in there. I'm thinking I can go back inside the box and shim it somehow, because that would be pretty not good at all. That's a 1/4 of a turn almost. That's what happens when you use old, abused parts, you know. But that's okay. There's always ways to adjust and make it work. So so far, so good, and I like it. I think this would be comfortable. Obviously, the roll bar is going to have to come up higher to cover my big head, and it would need to be higher for Noah anyway. I just stuck this on here to see how it would be if I could use that for a grab handle, and I probably will, getting in and out, as I'm not as limber as I used to be, you know. I'm not Ed Kooky Burns, you know. Kooky, lend me your comb. Yeah, some of you young guys don't know who that is. Kooky, 77 Sunset Strip. I'll put a couple of pictures in here so you get an idea. Show him jumping out of his tea bucket. Those are a lot of years ago. And yeah, I was a young man already when that was on TV. So anyway, that's where we're at. And I'm keeping at it. I'm not sure that I'll get to work on it tomorrow, but maybe on Monday I'll get back at it again. So let me shut you off here, and I'll take you around and I'll show you some of the details up close and personal. And there's our new spring with 4 leaves, the main leaf, and the secondary one, and then the 2 smaller ones. And it makes quite a bit of difference. Let's see if I can hold the camera still here. Well, I better take that thing down. It's trying to kill me. It's not real bad. It's a lot stiffer than it was yesterday. And once I get some shocks on there, I think it'll be just dandy. You know what I mean? Just dandy. And you can get an idea of our radius rod set up in here. Yep. And the way I determined the spacing on them actually was from the other side, as I decided I wanted to make them so that they were spaced evenly on either side of my steering box. So the steering box comes right in the middle of them, and that'll make it look a little bit better. I've still got some more finish welding to do on here, and I may actually be able to raise this up here to the next hole, but we'll see. And then coming around to the back here, again, this is just sitting here, nothing is anchored in, but you can see how I have the radius rods just wire tied to these axle holders, and that's about the way they're going to be, something on that idea. One thing I did notice, I think I'm going to have to rethinking a little bit about my sprocket. Somehow I need to get my sprocket in here, but the differential has to stay out here to hook directly to the wheel. So yeah, I don't know, unless I come up with a different hub system for the wheel and then just put the differential back in here, or not, or maybe we'll just eliminate that differential and go with a go-kart sprocket. I don't know. I don't want to do that. I kind of want to use what I have. I did buy this piece of cold rolled steel bar, so I would have my axle all in one piece. The axle that came on the original Montgomery Ward tractor was only about half this length. In fact, it was 24 inches long. This is a 48-inch piece. Of course, it's sticking out quite a bit on each side, but even so, so yeah. Well, I won't bore you with any more of my thinking out loud, but that's kind of the way that's going to work out here. So that's all ahead of us, and I may move that sprocket for the brake. I may move that inboard of the axle too. How cool would that be if I had the brake and the sprocket inboard? I'm gonna have to do some thinking on that one. So anyway, till next time, this is George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, and the Goofy Cart 2. We're making progress a little at a time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.